Hey guys, so what I'm doing today is I've come down to my creek system, and what I'm going to be doing is yesterday I actually broke my rod. Sadly it wasn't on a big fish. I actually wound it up in the window, and that was quite an expensive rod. But what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing you how to make a primitive rod out of just resources I can find down the creek. I've actually brought nothing down the creek system, so hopefully I can make one. So my main goal today is to find a stick, make a fishing rod out of it, hopefully catch a fish, and be able to cook it up for you guys. So hopefully we get a different species that we haven't done today. There is quite a few different species in my creek. I've seen eels, catfish, perch, everything like that today. So hopefully we can make one. And well, what I've decided is I'm going to make quite a small one for today, so a bigger fight the better. So I've got this little stick here, I've got this rock, so what I'm going to be doing is basically just snapping it off down the bottom here. Well, it's definitely not pretty, but hopefully we'll be able to use this as a rod today. And since there's quite a few different people who fish down this creek, I'm hopefully going to be able to find some leftover fishing line, about a metre or two, that I can use. And we've just got this fallen barbed wire fence here, you can see just in there. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do for the hook is cut off a bit of barbed wire, shape it out to be a hook, and hopefully that'll work. I'm not sure how strong it is, but we'll see. And if not, then we'll have to find something else. So let's get into it. So just as I thought, there actually is fishing line. You can see here the floods have washed it down, tied onto that stick and all in that debris there. So we're gonna get this stuff out. I'm pretty excited about this. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a hook tied onto that. Now, just to show everyone that this isn't set up, I'll probably still use the barbed wire just to make it a bit more primitive. But we got this line out. There's about 2 meters of line there, so that should be good once we tie it on the rod. Well, although this line's pretty frayed from being washed down the floods, it's actually pretty strong. It looks like about 10 to 20 pound line, which is pretty heavy, and we'll be able to catch a big fish. And we've got our end of our rod here, so what we're going to do is just made a little groove just in there. We'll slip it in and then basically just wrap it around to get it as tight as you can so it won't slip off if we actually do end up getting a big fish, because you've seen in my videos before, we've caught some big eels in here. And you just continue to wrap this around, and then normally just a granny knot, or I don't know, double knot, whatever you want to call it, and it should be right. Well, we're definitely not going to get an A+ in fishing rod making, but it'll work. You can see if we go like this and bend it right over, that is not going to snap, and that will be able to catch a big fish once we get the hook. And I'll show you how to get the hook right now. And you can actually see on this barbed wire down here, it's got all these little things. So what we're going to do is actually unravel that and use it as a hook. So I might need a tetanus shot after this, but it should be good once we unravel it. Okay, so you can see that right there. That'll be really good once we actually shape it into a hook, which will be really good. We'll make a little eye and everything. So the only thing that you need to do now is, you see we've just bent out that barbed wire pretty straight there, and that'll be good. And what you get is just a little stick like this, put it there. So what you're going to get is another stick and bend it around. So what you want is a third stick and bend that wire around it. I'm just going to cut this. Alright, so 37 sticks later, and we managed to get that little hole in there to tie the line through. You can see it just in there. That'll be perfect. And this should be easy. You don't need a stick for this. Right, so it doesn't look too pretty, but that's our hook that we've got right there. You can tie the line in there, and that is actually razor sharp. I've actually walked into this barbed wire before and it cuts you to pieces. But what we're going to do now, we've got our line here. We're just going to do a blood knot, the most simple fishing knot possible. We're just going to tie it on. Then after this, we're actually going to need to catch some bait, which I'm probably just going to try catch a shrimp with my hands or make a trap. So here we go. Let's tie it on. So you can take a look at that. It's tied right on there. It's the worst hook I've ever seen, but it should work. It's got a bit of a circle action. You can see like this comes around in a bit of a circle right there. So what I'm hoping is that a little catfish or perch will take it and it will get actually hooked in the corner of the mouth, just like that. Alright, so what we've got is we've just cut down a tree. Oh no, we didn't cut down a tree. Alright, so what we've done is we've cut down a little stick, found some line up the creek. It's definitely not the best, but it should work, and made a little hook out of some barbed wire. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but what we're going to do now is we're going to go try lift up some rocks, find some crayfish, or crawdads, or whatever you call them, cherubim. Hopefully I'll be able to catch a catfish, perch or eel to cook up for you guys. I doubt we'll get an eel on something like this, but hopefully we can catch something. Well, as you may have learnt from my freshwater shrimp catch and cook, if you've seen that video, often these shrimps will hide under rocks similar to this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be walking up this creek until we can get about 1 or 2 shrimp we can chuck on as bait. So what we'll do, you want to lift the rock up pretty gently, because often if you lift it up fast, the shrimps will just take off. So you lift it up gently and hopefully there'll be shrimp under there, then you just grab it. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. So hopefully we can get a big one. Well, the other place that they really like to hide is just under these banks. And I've seen quite a few under here, but often they'll just take off up under there and I've got no chance of getting one. But I'm going to try to be slow and hopefully we can actually get one. So, oh, that looks like a good rock. Oh, there's actually one right there. Come around here or whatever so we can get that. Well, there's actually a pretty big one just sitting under here, so I'm going to reach my hand under. They do have pretty big claws, but I'll see if I can... Oh, there's 2. There's actually 2. Maybe I can get 2 in one. Oh, yeah, I got one. And then... no. I got another one. I got 2. Definitely worth it. This one's pretty big. I'm going to use him as bait. But you can see we got 2 right there. And that does hurt. They got pretty sharp pincers. So let's chuck these 2 on as bait. And that'll be so good. Hopefully we can catch a big fish. Let's get into it. Right, so as you can see, we got this little shrimp, crayfish, crawdad little thing there. I don't know what it is. So what we're going to do, you got these little back parts of these little guys. So what you want to do is you want to get to number 3 and just slide it through there. And now he will actually stay alive. And you can see that he'll actually stay alive on that hook. So we'll just chuck him in and hopefully a big fish comes along. The good thing about here is you can actually see down on the bottom. So I'll be able to see whether a catfish, perch or eel comes along. So I'll hopefully have time to prepare for that. Now the water's actually freezing cold. So what I'm hoping is if I do get an eel or catfish, he won't fight as hard because it's much colder water. Oh, are you filming? You're filming, right? There's a big perch looking at it. There's 3. One's massive and then the other 2 are average. We might actually... Oh, I'm on! I got a perch! Look at it, film down in the water. Look. Oh, I gotta get him up. I don't want him to spit this hook. Do you reckon just lift him up or... Look at that. Oh, look at that. Get a shot of that. He's hooked right in the top of that mouth there. That is awesome. I thought it was a catfish, but it turned out to be a perch. And take a look at that. Now these guys, I don't want to drop him. Now these guys actually have no legal size limit. So I'm actually allowed to keep this one. And I'm actually going to do a bit of a different cook this time. I'm going to cook it whole in the fire, just like this. Now I'm going to get him away from the water because there's only been about 10 minutes and we've already got that big fella. That's just awesome. Alright, so we've just got this fire set up, nearly set up actually. And well, we've got this flint here. I always carry one of these around with me. You can see, sets off a good little spark like that. And I've got this stuff just in here and I'm going to try light it for you guys. This is the only thing I have, so hopefully it works. Might take a few goes, but by the look of that, it looks like it might actually light. So I don't think Dad actually filmed the lighting with this, sadly, but we got the fire going, as you can see, and it's starting to take off a bit. We'll start putting some other pieces of wood just like this on, so hopefully it takes off. And my plan of what I'm going to do is I just went off and cut some banana leaves off of a banana tree. I'm going to wrap it in that. Now you can't do this to every leaf you find because some may be poisonous, but I'm going to wrap it in the banana leaf, chuck it in the coals, and hopefully it'll taste really good, maybe banana flavored or something like that after we cook it up. Right, so what you want to do now is I've just sharpened this stick on a rock and you want to shove it in here and basically just rip it up and it will actually get all that. You can even twist this and pull it out, then just remove all the guts. We didn't want to use a knife for this video, so we just came up with that idea. And basically, you're allowed to cook these fish with guts, but you want to watch out because it often actually makes the meat taste bad if you do cook it with the guts in it. So we'll just rip all that out and it should be good. So what we've done is we've just gutted this little spanger. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap it up in the banana leaves, tie it up and chuck it in the fire. You can see the fire just over here. It's starting to die down into coals. So it should be good after we wrap it up in the banana leaves. So I'll show you how to do that now. Alright, so while that fire is actually dying down a bit, waiting for it to get into the coals, we've got our little spangled perch here. And then there's this big banana leaf down here. What we're going to do is going to put him in the middle, fold it over. We don't want it to be too big. So just fold it over like that. I'll rip this off. You're basically wanting to make a little parcel kind of thing. So if you put him in there, fold that over, and then find his head, fold it over this side too. He's sticking out there. And then we've got this little things called lamandra or mat rush here, and we'll basically, all we'll need to do is just tie it up with that, double knot or something, a couple times, and then it should be good. So the idea of actually this is, well, after the larger pieces of wood is actually burnt, we're going to put this in amongst it, because then it will actually help. We'll bury it in the coals, which will allow it to cook much better, especially if it's wrapped in this banana leaf here. I reckon it will taste much better than just normally left out in the coals. So we'll get back to you when the coals die down. Well, I found this little cooking implement. I think it's actually a cow bone, but we're just going to pack the fire down with it so it gets all into coals, and then we'll chuck this fish in right now. Okay, here we go. Alright everyone, so my battery's on about 10%, so we've got to speed this up a bit. But you can see down here the fish is, I reckon it's ready. We're not 100% sure, we've never cooked it in banana leaves before. But I reckon, oh that's it. the banana leaves melted away. Oh no. Oh, it's just in like a thin layer of banana leaves, I think. Is that it? Do you reckon that's it? Well, we're going to come up here and open it. I didn't think it would turn out like that. Ready? We'll take a look at it. Oh, that actually looks really good, doesn't it? Not really. Right, so we put it in for about 10-15 minutes, and you can see just down here, it's perfectly ready. It's already coming off the bone. You can see there. I reckon it might taste just as good as the one that we caught at Baroon Dam and cooked up. So, take a look at that. Doesn't that just look so good? Now, I got this little stick here. I sharpened it up on a rock, and we are going to taste it. We'll just grab that like there. You can see that. I reckon this is going to taste really good. Let's give it a taste test. That tastes better than the one at Baroon Dam, and that tastes really good. It definitely has a banana leaf kind of taste. I reckon this one tastes better because it was caught out of a creek and not out of a big dam. I don't know why. The meat just tastes much better, even cooked with nothing. Well, at first I was thinking, wait, what's this black piece of charcoal? But it turned out to be the fish. And now the outside, you can see if you come down here, that's charcoal, but then the inside's just pure white meat. And you can see all the bones there. Tastes really good. I'm definitely going to do this again sometime just for fun, because fish like this, it tastes just as good as in the shops. Well, there you have it. I broke my rod, so then I came down here, made a new one out of just materials I could find down the creek, then caught some bait, which was actually little shrimps, crayfish, crawdads, I don't know what it's called, prawns, and used them as the bait to catch this little spangled perch in just a little pool down the creek, which was really cool. And well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. In one of my last spangled perch catching cooks, I actually said to you guys that I was going to give away a GoPro, and well, I did end up giving it away. It's in the mail right now, but this is the winner who actually won the GoPro right down here for everyone who is wondering. And I will have more competitions like that in the future. And in fact, I'm actually going to be doing one in this video. And what you're going to be trying to win, I will actually be giving you a shout out. I'll be giving you a shout out, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you would like, to hopefully get you a few more followers on that channel. And all you have to do to enter this competition, if you do want a shout out, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and write a funny comment down below, something that you think would make me laugh. So good luck. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.